The Commons Select Committee, which is dominated by Remain-supporting MPs, published a controversial report on what must be received in the final Brexit deal. Brexiteers on the committee have reacted angrily to the publishing of the report, which is the second in a row to fail to get unanimous backing. Dr. Richard Wellings, a deputy research director at the IEA, warned the report leaves virtually no advantages of being able to cut EU regulation. He said, "Well, I think the key thing is it has advocated leaving the Norway-style option open, which would be for the UK to remain in the single market." RT Getty Brexit News. The academic warned the report would damage the benefits Brexit gives Britain, while that would still have a lot of advantages over remaining an EU member. Nonetheless, you would lose all of the potential benefits of getting rid of all this hugely costly EU red tape. It would only be a partial Brexit, really. Mr. Wellings added the report is simply another ploy by Remainers to try to get the UK to reverse Brexit and return to the European Union in the future. He said, "There are several problems with it, and I think this is why Remainers like it so much. It would make it a lot easier for the UK to rejoin the EU at a later date. It would only be a partial Brexit, really." Dr. Richard Wellings: obviously, if the UK was able to have this massive bonfire of red tape, then that would be a big barrier to rejoining the EU, because businesses would then say, "We don't want all this extra regulation that is going to cost us a fortune." So it is a way of keeping us close to the EU and possibly to rejoin at a later stage. Leading Tory Brexiteer Jacob Rees-Mogg, who is on the committee, criticised the report on the future UK-EU relationship, insisting it was a plot to keep the UK in the EU. He said, "The high priests of Remain have pushed through another report that seeks to overturn the referendum result by stealth. Select committee reports are only of any value when unanimous. Divided ones have no effect." The committee has set 15 tests which it claims must be met by the government to make the future deal with the EU acceptable. Labour Committee Chairman Hilary Benn said, "Having listened to the evidence, we today offer a series of tests against which any deal reached must be judged. Our tests set a high bar, but they are based on the Prime Minister's vision for our future outside the EU and the statement by the Secretary of State for exiting the European Union, David Davis MP, that any new deal would be at least as good as what we have now. It is vital that UK businesses are able to continue to trade freely and sell services into our largest market after we leave, without additional costs or burdens or a hard border in Northern Ireland, and that we maintain close cooperation on defence, security, data and information sharing and consumer safety. And should negotiations on a deep and special partnership not prove successful, we consider that EFTA/EEA membership remains an alternative which would have the advantage of continuity of access for UK services and could also be negotiated relatively quickly."